A 29-year-old Russian woman was yesterday arrested by the Unawatuna Tourist Police Unit over an alleged financial scam where she had been running a hotel and a restaurant in the Unawatuna area as a nightclub. The woman had entered Sri Lanka on a tourist visa and had been residing here illegally for over 6 months. Police investigations have revealed that she had also violated visa rules by engaging in business activities. She had been operating the illicit nightclub at the hotel and restaurant located at No. 47, Dodandenia Road, Unawatuna. It was being frequented by several foreigners, including Russians and other nationalities. Unawatuna police arrested the woman during a raid conducted at the premises last evening. Several foreign nationals were also present at the location during the time of the raid. Unawatuna Police, tourist police and officials from the Immigration and Emigration Department conducted the raid based on a tip-off. Gaul District, Assistant Director of the Department of Immigration and Emigration, HMDC Hetiaraki, told Daily News that the 29-year-old Russian woman entered Sri Lanka on a tourist visa on December 16 last year. He said the Russian woman had been living in the coastal resort town of Unawatuna and had been involved in illegal activities there. He said they received information that she was conducting a business in Unawatuna, and investigations revealed that she had been running a nightclub at a hotel and restaurant owned by a Sri Lankan. He said it had come to light that the Russian woman was the manager of this establishment. During the raid, officials found forged documents which indicated that the Russian woman was not involved in any business operations. Further investigations showed that she had used the same forged documents when applying for a residence permit extension. Assistant Director Hetiaraki said the Russian woman who had used a forged power of attorney to obtain the hotel and restaurant on lease had even planned to sell the business. He said she had been arrested based on these revelations and handed over to the Habaradua police station for further investigations. When contacted, Habaradua Police Station, OIC, IP Ranjit Kumar confirmed that the suspect will be produced before the Gaul Magistrates Court today. The suspect is expected to be charged under the Immigration and Emigration Act and the Sri Lankan laws relating to forged documents. Meanwhile, the Daily News learns that the Russian woman is also wanted in Russia for allegedly swindling money from a bank. According to sources, she had obtained a loan from a Russian bank using forged documents and fled to Thailand after committing the fraud. From Thailand, she had entered Sri Lanka using a tourist visa and had stayed here for more than 6 months, violating visa regulations. Police investigations have also revealed that the Russian woman had links with a group engaged in unlawful activities in Unawatuna. This included drug dealing and illegal employment of foreign women in nightclubs and restaurants. Police are looking into the possibility of her involvement in human trafficking. In addition, the Russian woman is believed to have entered into the Unawatuna area using a forged passport issued by the Russian Federation. The Gaul District Assistant Director of the Department of Immigration and Emigration said they had informed their Russian counterparts about the suspect's arrest and a request had been made to deport her back to Russia. Over the past few years, several foreigners have been deported from Sri Lanka for violating visa regulations and engaging in illicit activities. In January last year, 2 British women and 3 Turkish men were deported from the island after they were found guilty of violating visa regulations and allegedly engaging in unlawful activities. Similarly, in October 2020, Sri Lankan immigration officials arrested 7 Russian nationals, including 4 women, for overstaying their visas and working in nightclubs in the coastal city of Negombo. Back then, the Russian embassy in Colombo confirmed that they had received a note verbale from the Sri Lankan Foreign Ministry regarding the detention of the 7 citizens. The embassy officials had said they were making efforts to resolve the issue. It may be recalled that in June 2019, Sri Lanka deported 2 Russian women after they were found guilty of violating visa regulations and allegedly engaging in online gambling. The 2 women were among 5 suspects who were arrested during a raid on an apartment complex in Colombo. At the time, the Russian embassy had lodged a protest with the Sri Lankan Foreign Ministry over the manner in which the women were deported. However, the Sri Lankan government rejected the embassy's protest, stating that the women were deported in accordance with Sri Lankan law and that the matter was receiving undue media attention due to their nationality. Back then, the immigration department had decided to tighten visa regulations and increase monitoring of foreigners engaged in online gambling in Sri Lanka. Authorities were concerned that organized crime syndicates were using Sri Lanka as a base for their operations, and that some foreigners were entering the country on tourist visas and overstaying them to engage in illegal activities such as online gambling and credit card fraud. As a result, the department began verifying the backgrounds of all foreigners applying for visas and conducting regular checks on those already in the country to ensure that they were complying with visa regulations. Although tourism contributes significantly to the Sri Lankan economy, the government has been cautious about granting easy access to foreigners due to concerns about national security and public safety. Over the past few years, there have been several instances of foreigners entering Sri Lanka on tourist visas and engaging in criminal activities. These incidents have raised concerns about the effectiveness of border security measures and the need for stricter enforcement of visa regulations. Authorities are particularly concerned about the entry of foreigners involved in online gambling and other forms of cybercrime, which can have serious implications for the country's reputation and its efforts to attract legitimate foreign investment. Last month, Sri Lanka announced plans to introduce new measures to regulate online gambling, including a requirement for operators to obtain a license from the government and restrictions on advertising and marketing. These measures are aimed at curbing the growth of the illegal online gambling industry, which is believed to be worth billions of dollars. It remains to be seen how effective these measures will be in preventing foreigners from entering Sri Lanka on false pretenses and engaging in illicit activities. But authorities are determined to crack down on those who violate visa regulations and undermine the country's efforts to protect the integrity of its borders. If you think our news is important and you want to support us, you can do so by following the instructions provided below. And if you want to keep up to date with all our latest news, you can do so by subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.